HTML styles. Hello and welcome to Program Guru. In this tutorial, you will learn how to apply styles to HTML elements. HTML defines the content and structure of a web page. Styles control how that content looks. Styles can change colors, backgrounds, fonts, text sizes, alignment, borders, spacing, and many other visual properties. The appearance of HTML elements is controlled using CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. In this lesson, we will use the style attribute to apply simple CSS directly to HTML elements. This method is called inline styling. We will create and gradually style a simple travel page about Paris. Let us begin with the basic page. The page contains a main heading. It also contains a div with a second heading, 2 paragraphs, and a link. At the moment, the browser applies only its default styles. Let us begin by understanding the style attribute. The style attribute is written inside the opening tag. Inside the style attribute, we write a CSS property and a value. The property identifies what we want to change. The value specifies how it should appear. A colon separates the property from its value. A semicolon ends the style declaration. Let us apply our first style. We will change the color of the main heading. The color property changes the color of the text. The value dark blue sets the heading text to a dark blue color. Save the file and refresh the browser. The heading now appears in dark blue. Next, let us change the background color of the page. We can apply a style to the body element. Let us write style attribute equals. Let us give background color CSS property with the value white smoke. The background color property changes the background behind an element. Because we applied it to the body element, the entire page receives a white smoke background. Now let us change the font family. The font family property controls the typeface used for text. The body now uses the Arial font. Styles applied to a parent element are often inherited by the text inside it. This means that the headings, paragraphs, and link inside the body can also use Arial unless another style overrides it. Now let us change the size of the main heading. Set the font size to 40 pixels. The font size property controls the size of the text. The value is 40 pixels. The letters PX stand for pixels. We will study CSS units in detail in the CSS course. Next, let us align the main heading to the center. Set text align CSS property to center. The text align property controls the horizontal alignment of text. The value center places the text in the center of its available space. Now let us style the second heading. The second heading now appears in dark red. The style applies only to this H2 element. Next, let us make the first paragraph slightly larger. The first paragraph now uses a font size of 18 pixels. Now let us make the second paragraph italic. For this, we can use font style CSS property. The font style property controls whether text appears normal or italic. The value italic makes the paragraph text appear slanted. Now let us make the link bold and change its color. The font weight property controls how thick the text appears. The value bold makes the link text bold. The color property changes the link text to dark blue. Now let us add a border around the destination card. For this, we use border property. This border value contains 3 parts. 1 pixel is the border thickness. Solid is the border style. Gray is the border color. These 3 values work together to create a thin gray border. We can also apply a background color to a smaller container. Let us give the destination card a white background. The white background applies only to the div. The rest of the page keeps the white smoke background. Now let us add space inside the card. For this, we use the padding property. Padding creates space between an element's content and its border. The value 20 pixels adds space on all four sides inside the div. The text no longer touches the border. This makes the card easier to read. Now let us review how multiple styles are written inside one style attribute. This style attribute contains three declarations. The first declaration changes the background color. The second declaration adds a border. The third declaration adds padding. Each declaration contains a property and a value. The declarations are separated by semicolons. Inline styles are useful for learning and for making a quick style change. However, they also have limitations. An inline style applies only to the element on which it is written. If several elements need the same styles, the same declarations must be repeated. This can make the HTML difficult to read and maintain. Look at this example. The same style is repeated 3 times. For larger web pages, it is better to separate the CSS from the HTML. CSS can be added using an internal style sheet or an external style sheet. These methods allow the same styles to be reused across many elements and pages. We will study inline, internal, and external CSS in detail in the CSS course. In this lesson, the important idea is that the style attribute allows us to apply CSS directly to an HTML element. Let us recap. HTML defines the content and structure of a web page. CSS controls how the content appears. The style attribute applies inline CSS to an HTML element. A CSS declaration contains a property and a value. A colon separates the property from its value. A semicolon separates one declaration from another. Multiple style declarations can be placed inside one style attribute. Inline styles are useful for simple examples, but larger websites normally use internal or external CSS. That is how styles can be applied directly to HTML elements. That would be all for HTML styles in this course. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more HTML tutorials.